Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of The Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 87 on Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. I am your host for the morning, the night, the dusk, the dawn, Trevor Ohlsen. It's a pleasure to be here. How's everybody doing? What's going on? I am officially and gratefully a part of the Dental Free Club. Dental free? No, shit, I fucked that up. The cavity free club, the CFC. I went to the dentist yesterday for the first time as an autonomous adult. That was the first time in my life where my parents didn't schedule it for me or tell me to go or just remind me to set it up. I just had never done that, and so I went to the dentist yesterday for the first time in 6 years. 6 years. So last time I went, I was dropping out of college in 2016. When I dropped out of college, man, I was so uncomfortable about it. It was like I'd go to the church when I moved back home, and everybody would be like, "Oh, how's school going?" And I'm like, "Shorter than I thought." Doesn't entail that. There's not that much responsibility, that comes along with it if you just kind of stop going. I was really uncomfortable. I was really insecure about it too for a while. I was really insecure that I dropped out of school. How's classes? They're quick, They're very shorter than anticipated. But I went to the dentist yesterday and hadn't been for 6 years. And a lovely compliment from the woman who brushed my teeth, from the woman who shoved a few metal objects into my throat. She said, "Well, I wouldn't recommend, going 6 years without seeing a dentist, but if you gotta, you did a good job." And so it was good. No decay, as they told me, which I thought was a very intense way of saying no cavities. There's no decay. Just, we're all going to just decay away someday. That's kind of what that made me think of. There's no decay. I was like, oh, great. So I was very happy to find that out because my eye tooth, not sure why it's called eye teeth. Apparently, I've just grinded them away like I'm sanding a piece of wood out in the garage, building some tree fort. And I've just grinded them away in my sleep, which doesn't surprise me because my dad does that. I remember one time I walked in to my dad's room. He was making sweet love. He was asleep, and he was just grinding his jaw like a psychopath before he hops on his prey. I don't know if psychopaths do that. But they maybe a psychopath, they've been planning something for a while, and then, they go through with, they're making this plan and they're writing it out and formulating it, and it's the excitement, because novelty enhances pleasure, and then they go through with the plan, and right before they execute, the operation, they're just grinding their teeth away. I can't even grind my teeth when I'm conscious. I can't do it. It's too horrible of a feeling. But when I'm sleeping, apparently I just fucking go to town on my teeth. My eye teeth are not sharp, Some people have got the vampire looking teeth, and it looks really cool, actually, in my opinion, when you've just got the real pointed eye teeth. I don't have any points, and it's to the point now where the backside of my eye teeth, they're getting physically rough. Like I can feel a difference with my tongue. Like the roughness of my eye teeth. And I thought that was a cavity forming. Because what the fuck do I know about dentistry? But they're like, no, you're just grinding the back of your teeth. I was like, I can't even reach there. But apparently when you're sleeping, I'm just going to town like that psychopath, finally excited he's gonna hop out of the bushes. So, but yes, the cavity free club, not the dental free club. I was dental free for 6 years. What if that was a thing? People admired other people for not going to the dentist. I'm surprised that dentists haven't been labeled as like, I don't know, privileged racists or something. You know, that's a good field to be in. If as of right now, it's hard to do anything else without people getting upset at you. Not that you should care if the internet's mad at you for some arbitrary reason that's popular at the moment, but you don't hear much about dentists, you know. And you would think I don't. You would think I don't like dentists, having basically avoided them for 6 years. But again, just hadn't thought that. Oh, maybe I should get my teeth checked out. You know. But I pride myself in good dental hygiene. I'm a flosser. Take that small piece of rope, shove it up in between my teeth every night. Twice a day. I wouldn't do it if the placards didn't exist, though. If the placards if they weren't manufactured and easily distributed to people, I would not be a flosser. I wouldn't. It's too much work. And I'm surprised that even at the dentist, they're still taking that ancient, old-time rope and getting it up in between every tooth, It just seems like so much work. First off, you gotta pull off a piece that's like 38 inches long, wrap her around, and you gotta get good dental floss that doesn't break. And then you gotta. I can't open my mouth very wide. That was another thing they talked about yesterday while I was there. They mentioned, I mentioned sometimes I have pain in my jaw, and the dentist, who I'm a good friend with, by the way, so I can call him a dude. The dude who did my teeth, or who looked at my bite, and because of the grinding and everything, he's like, he's like, your jaw is jacked, which, admittedly, there's a part of me that's proud of that, but he's like, you have huge masseter. I think that's what I look it up, but our internet's not working because we're living in the Stone Age. He's like, you have huge masseter muscles. He's like, he even stopped. He's like, look at this masseter. Somebody else took the woman who brushed my teeth. She took a look. She's like, yeah, that's quite the masseter. So apparently I've got a jacked jaw, and he's like, that's just from, he said, the stress of life and the grinding. He's like, so your jaw is working overtime. He compared it to like, he's like, just like people can work their biceps. He's like, you're just working your jaw overtime. I was like, oh boy. And again, part of me is proud of that fact because I'm a douchebag. But the other part is like that grinding of the teeth needs to stop. Needs to not be so. It doesn't have to be like a fucking middle school dance. Remember that? Everybody's when you're, at least in my generation, middle school, high school, like as far as dancing. It's like, it's literally one motion. I'm in a chair right now. If you're a dude, women are just, I think, inherently better dancers than men. I think that's the case. I think that's the case. It's probably sexist, but I am a sexist. So when it comes to this, I just think women are better dancers than men in general. Like if you just took 10 random women versus 10 random men, I bet 7 of the women would be able to move their bodies much more eloquently than like 9 of the 10 guys. I bet there'd be like one or two. They'd probably be the exact opposite. It'd probably be like 7 good women, seven women who can dance decently out of 10, and like 3 men who can dance decently out of 10. It'd probably be the exact opposite. So that's my guess. That's based on 0 data and no information whatsoever. So, but I just remember like in middle school, well, not so much middle school, more so high school, where if you when you were dancing, you know, with as a man, as a boy, with a girl, you just, you know, sneak up behind her again, like that psychopath in the bushes, just kind of grab her. No, she saw you coming, and you know, you put the hands on the hips, and then you just kind of just did just back and forth. And what was it's and everybody's having a good time. And that's when all the promiscuity begins, all the finger banging and, you know, making out right there, right on the dance floor. And then as you get older, you start to become a little bit of a better dancer. I'm not a good dancer. I could be a good dancer if I put some effort into it. I believe that, but I've done very little. I learned how to do a shoulder roll. It was like, boom, something's like this. It's like a good, nice shoulder roll. Yeah, when I was drinking, when I turned like 21, that's when the dance moves went up, baby. No, that's just when I started being drunk at bars, and so that was fun though. Admittedly, man, I had some good times drinking and just dancing, moving my body, moving it like it needed to be moved, and yeah, especially at Greenleaf's when that place used to be the place to go to dance. It's so strange how venues and restaurants change and evolve over time. I suppose it's not strange, but like it was interesting to watch that place in my town, Greenleaf's, which is still a very popular place for lunch and dinner, very popular. But it used to be the place to hang out to like 2 a.m. with a DJ, and that place would be packed. And that's not it anymore. It's just a different thing. So, but I used to go there, man, just get pretty drunk and dance and have a grand old time. Probably drove home. That's not good. You don't want to do that. I did that a couple times. Not like, well, definitely under the influence, but not like drunk. That's probably a lie. Because here I am trying to justify it. I'm saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it was a good thing. You definitely should not drink and drive. And if I was to smoke weed and drive, I'd kill myself. I would forget I was driving. At least like when I think of the last time that I smoked, and I'm not a big smoker at all. Smoke maybe like once a year, maybe. And oh boy, last time I did though, I flew to the moon, and I could not do anything. I got stuck in my chair watching the fire. But anyway, what else is going on? What's going on in the world out there? My dad told me that mathematics is racist. And I was like, I don't need to hear that. Just don't even tell me. My dad and I don't know if that's a thing. Is that on the news? Is mathematics racist? My dad and I, we've been having a good time together. We've been hanging out. He's been coming into the sauna more and more lately. In the evenings, if I choose to go in at that time. And it's been fun. We just go in there and we just have some guy time and hang out, and it's fun. I feel like as if saunas are a place where honesty comes forth easier because it's so physically demanding that it kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I just want to say I just feel like it's easier to be honest in a sauna because you're so it takes your guard down. That's what I'm trying to say. You drop your guard. That's what it is. You drop your guard in the sauna. You also drop all clothes. You have to be naked in the sauna. That's preferable. It's preferable to be naked in the sauna. Just like swimming in the lake or whatever is some other body of water. What if we swam in things that weren't water? Like, I'm sure there's some, like, you see the weird videos on, like, don't ladies take pictures in milk? Don't some people do like milk art photography where you just hop in a bathtub of cow piss and no, it's not piss, cow milk, and you like, I don't know, you have like one part of your breast out of the milk and the other, I don't know, your legs coming out. I don't know. It's like I've seen a lot of those pictures where you just lay in a big tub of milk. I think maybe it's watered down milk. Maybe it's whole milk. 2%, I don't know, low fat. I'm not sure what kind of milk preference you'd want as a woman who's going to lay in it. I don't know. I don't have much experience laying in tubs of milk. I'll have to give her a go. I bet you could get some cool shots. I mean, the idea is kind of weird to me when I first think of it. You're just laying in milk. But why is it weird to lay in milk and not lay in water? It's both. They're both liquids, but maybe it's just because water's just everywhere from the earth, and milk comes out of a cow's udder. What if it was like reversed? What if milk was the oceans and the lakes, and then water came out of cows? What if that was the case? That'd be, but water was still just as necessary. Oh man, we'd be like, is it in India they worship cows? That might be wrong. We'd be worshiping cows here in America. No, we wouldn't be worshiping them. We'd have them just like they are. We'd have 1 billion of them strapped in so they couldn't move, like commercial farming, and then we'd just be filling up buckets all day, all night, all automated robots getting all the water we need out of cows. I don't know. So yeah, you can do that. You can lay in tubs of milk. But yeah, that's an interesting gig. You're just, especially if you're a model and you're doing you get called to do some milk shoot. Like, what kind of shoot are you doing today? I'm just getting into a big bath of white liquid that came out of a cow. Okay, let's move on. I don't know where this can go from here. I'm not sure. Let's hydrate. Today's podcast brought to you by Rebottle Copenhagen. It's Rebottle Copenhagen, but I got it in Sweden. And it's from Denmark. Something like that. Something like that. But yeah, I was really happy, man, to hear I didn't have any cavities. I thought for sure I had a cavity. And there's nothing worse when you're actually, I remember when I was a kid, man, wanting almost when I got a cavity, I was excited to have it filled in with the silver, back, you could look like you're like part robot. You got that silver in your tooth. It's like a little treasure, like a little piece of treasure in your mouth. Only people can see it when you like laugh and you like throw your head back. But I've since had that because when I was little, I had a cavity and I was like, oh yeah, pump that bitch with silver, fill it in. And but now, like, it's interesting how that shifted. Nobody really wants that anymore. People spend a lot of money to have their teeth fixed, and if they had all these if they have all these silver fillings, silver, metal, I don't even know what they are, aluminum, cow milk, all these fillings, a lot of people will have them covered up or probably not covered up. I don't know the term. Removed or fixed so that it just looks like normal white teeth. Yeah, but I remember when I was a kid really wanting that. Again, like I said, like having a little piece of treasure and shoved up there in your I wish I knew the names of teeth. Shoved up there in the back. It was always the back. It was probably from the candy, because when you chew, typically all the food goes to the back. To the canines? Is that where they are? I don't know. Back there, we can exert more force. I learned another fact yesterday when they were talking about masseter muscles, was that it's the strongest muscle in your body with regards to like pounds per square inch, or whatever, as far as like the force of how hard you can bite. Apparently, it's the strongest muscle. Yeah, in that regard, because people always are like, "What's the strongest muscle in your body?" And there's that kind of unexpected answer. It's like, "Oh, it's your tongue." And that's just like weird to me. Like, I mean, I suppose it depends upon like how are you measuring strength? Like, I know you see those weird dudes who pick up, they're not weird, but the dudes, maybe they're weird. We're all a little weird. Who like get those tongue piercings, then attach a rope to it, and then they pick up like 100 pounds. Those dudes, I mean, that's a strong tongue. Don't get me wrong. But it just, you think, it's like, what's the strongest muscles in your body? If I had to put like together, I'd be like your legs. Your legs can move a lot of weight. I don't know, but that's a good point. How much pressure can you exert with your jaw compared to like squeezing or moving? Or how much, like, I don't know, the tongue doesn't seem that strong to me. Seems like a very kind of weak muscle, in my opinion. It's real soft and gentle. It's not like it's a cow tongue. You ever get licked with a cow tongue? It is like sandpaper on your face. If you wanted to like really, if you didn't have any other options and there was no type of exfoliants, you wanted like to exfoliate your skin, just put your face right in front of a cow, put some stuff on it, some cow treats, let the cows lick it off. You'll have smooth baby butt skin in no time. Because same with the cat's tongue. Our cats here, man, they'll lick us, and it's like, God, it's horrible. Human tongues are very soft compared to animal tongues. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's just that animals are eating more coarse food, and the tongue is involved in, it's the teeth grinding it up, but maybe the tongue has a little something to do with it too. I don't know. We just have soft tongues. We got soft little baby tongues. We don't have cow tongues. Imagine if we had cow tongues, the ones that just come out real far. And they're, like I said, just it's like a big hot dog of sandpaper, at the bottom of your jaw. Kind of weird. But anyway, no cavities. And I had the silver filling I used to have, I had that removed or whatever. I had it taken care of so that it's all white. So, but it's still, I was really happy to hear that I didn't have a cavity, but I still have the problem of like sometimes this tooth bothers me, which is why I wanted to go. I was like, okay, I haven't been to the dentist forever since I dropped out of college. I need to, that's my marker, my indicator. It's like, dropped out of college, let's get the teeth looked at. I got nothing else to do. Got a bunch of free space. My schedule's just open. Wow, let's schedule. Let's get it going here. My schedule's wide open. Oh, are your classes all done? They're done for me. I'm still happy with my decision. Now that I'm thinking, now I keep mentioning college. I think of my decision to no longer continue in it. And I am happy with it because the school ended up closing abruptly, and there was this whole financial scandal, essentially, and a bunch of people I knew didn't graduate and got kicked out and had to move away. So it was a whole big thing. It was just, I needed to go to the dentist because, like I said, my tooth was bothering me, and I was like, shit, I haven't been since I was like 20, since I was 20, and I just thought I was 28 for some reason. I'm not 28, and I was like, I just kept putting it off. I started to develop this kind of irrational fear of the dentist because there's something uncomfortable about, anybody taking a sharp metal object and just scraping it. And it's always the worst when they hit something that is sensitive and you get that jolt of pain. Like, that's always uncomfortable. Like, I noticed my body I had to constantly kind of tell my body to relax. Which is so funny to me that I was starting to get kind of anxious about going to the dentist because I never ever did have that type of anxiety when I was younger. And it's very minimal anxiety, like very minimal. But it was still there, and it was kind of like, okay, if I don't go, I'm not going to know what's going on, and my teeth will probably get worse. And if it is a cavity, and if it doesn't get fixed, then it will get worse, and then it's going to be more painful down the road, and so I better just go and deal with it. And so I'm happy I got some answers because... So they recommended two things, basically, is that to help my jaw, because I do have, like, my jaw will get exhausted, like, completely, like, while I'm chewing some food sometimes. Not all the time, but it'll get completely exhausted. And I have a lot of tension in my jaw, and sometimes I get a lot of pain in my jaw. And they said that removing my bottom molars would give more space for my teeth, and apparently that's somehow what it is. Well, they just want to. I'm not sure if they want to do that specifically for the grinding, because then at the same time they want me to get they recommended considering getting a splint, a mouth guard, and. Oh, man, I probably should if I'm just grinding my teeth away. Which, again, is just... It's like, try doing that while you're awake. Try just slamming your mouth together and then moving the bottom half back and forth, front and back, without cringing. It's such a horrible feeling. That's so weird why your body would do that. Just... while you're asleep, it's like, why? How come? I'm just curious. I wonder why that is. So, but they recommended let's yank out those two bottom teeth, and let's get you a splint. But I'm gonna hold off on that for a while. Oh, it just lost the light. A light died. Don't worry about it. And this podcast. So. I've decided I need to get just like a real camera, like a real camera, real light. I mean, well, the lights are good, but apparently I haven't charged it in a little bit. So, but yeah. Anyway, I'm glad I went, because I was putting it off, and I was worried that I was gonna just 30 minutes of me talking about the dentist. Great show, Trevor. I was just worried that I had a cavity, But I lucked out, even with even with my sweet tooth, which I do have. I do have a sweet tooth. I don't eat, if I'm exercising and I'm eating healthy in general, like I'll just give myself some chocolate, little chocolate, some M&Ms, some Reese's, peanut butter cups. Kit Kats are ballin'. The little crisp, the chocolate crisps, those are killer. I love that, like chocolate, like the crisps where we got that crunch. I don't know what's in there. Probably a bunch of little crisps. That must be the explanation. Bunch of crispy chocolate filled with crisps. I want to. Oh yeah, and I should say here at the end. I want to thank everybody who came out to Lee's Garden Winery last Saturday on December 11th, 2021, in Escanaba. We had a great turnout. There was a ton of people who came out to enjoy the show and relax and enjoy themselves. And you guys the crowd had such great energy, and had a great time. The band had a great time. I had more fun than I think I've ever had on stage, and it was a blast, and it was so good to be back. And it reminded me, why I love music and why I do it, and it was really special. So thanks a lot for everybody who came out. And it was, Escanaba that day got like a foot of snow, or like 10 inches, 8 inches, a lot of snow, a lot of heavy snow. Same in Iron Mountain. And we had people come out from Iron Mountain. We had people come out from all over. They had to wait to get plowed out, but they were able to make it. And so, like I said, we had a great turnout, and just did an hour and a half show. We rehearsed it like one time together, so there were some hiccups, but still super fun. And you can't ask for too much if you get basically one rehearsal together. So but it was so fun. Man, we put thanks a lot to Lorne and Dave, who did the percussion, and then my friend Kevin Chown put the whole thing together, man. He booked the gig. He chose the venue, booked the gig, promoted it, did posters, did everything. So he did it right, man. And it wouldn't have happened without Kev. So thanks a lot, Kev. And again, thanks for everybody who came out. We had such a good time, and I know you guys did too. So All right, friends, just like that, we're at the end of the podcast. If you enjoy the old, the Cavity Free Club episode, number 87, you can head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. Head over. Go now to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen, where I do a podcast, a bonus Patreon podcast every Saturday, just like this. And you can also get like T-shirts and autographs and Skype with me, the whole thing. So, if you want to support what I do, head over there, do that. And if not, we'll see you guys again every Wednesday here for free. Wednesdays, Saturdays, the Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode 87. It's a pleasure, friends. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I feel like that what's his face on the news who says that. No, you guys have a good rest of your week. Keep doing your thing. And I will see all of you on, if not Saturday, Wednesday.